Yep.
You're unfrozen now.
It's not. I can see him moving.
A little bit, yeah. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still with me. John is built for something back. I don't know. He's getting a new computer too. I had to get a new computer.
Hey,
Mine was
everybody.
junking up.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, so the
There
best
you
part
are.
about these is I could take that opening clip where you two were both talking back and forth and asking where the hell everybody was. Well, there's a
Yeah.
song playing on the background, and on people's TVs, they were watching a little bit of a video. And those are the best things. And I can send that. I can go, you guys need to watch this shit because we have no idea what we're doing. None. And it's awesome. It's fun.
Cool.
I love it. So, hi,
Okay.
Edward.
Hello.
Edward, you guys will remember from Yankee and the Canuck. We've got Eva from Our Reality Radio. Hi, Eva. How you doing?
Hello. How's everybody doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. So
I'm
it's
groovy.
first time you had you on the over on the podcast, and that's pretty cool. We thank you very much for coming. We had a brief conversation last night. Edward and I, we punked Eva into getting on here with us because we used to do a lot of work with her on like internet radio networks and other places, and that network shut down, and so we're like, hey, we still want to hang out. Come over to the Rumble. Again, we're
And here we
glad to
are.
have you.
Well, thank you
Took
very
over.
much for inviting me, for punking
Absolutely.
me, punking me up.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we punked you. We got you in. Hey, so
You
last
did.
night we were talking about what is fascism. Edward, what do you think fascism is? Because I can tell you the
Yeah.
internet definition, because the internet's
Well, let's.
always accurate, right? Is a far right
Oh
wing
God, yeah. Oh my God.
authoritarian
Yeah.
government.
It'd be interesting to find out what the internet says about this because I'm going back to a definition about almost 50 years ago now to what we were taught, and it goes back to what we know our positions to be politically speaking to begin with, because we have to start there. We have to start off with a Democrat or a liberal wants a lot of government to look after us, where the big C conservatives don't want any government to look after us. They want, no intrusive governments whatsoever in our lives. And this is the big difference between Democrats and Republicans, or supposed to be. Now, they've moved the goalposts around quite a bit over the years, and now you couldn't probably tell one different from the other. I'd say Republicans today are more like 1960s Democrats. They're not like they used to be, and that's because basically on spending, money wise, they're not as conservatives as they used to be. Now they're spending more money. They're becoming more to the center than they were to the right. And let me explain that because people don't even understand that. When you say you're conservative, a big C conservative, that means you're right wing, which means that you don't want any social programs. You don't want anybody looking after you. You don't want any social paid institutions. And that's going to include welfare as well now. So you don't want anybody getting paid any money because they're out of work. So the welfare system's out. You might have police and fire, the standing two that they're willing to pay for, and the rest of the all the other government programs to look after people are just not paid for. You're not getting them anymore. No more free money. So that's where a big C conservative or Republican would stand. Now, the more social programs you want, you're going to drift towards the center, which means, well, I think, yeah, we should look after our old people. Let's have old age security so we don't have to worry about them. Okay, so we'll move towards center now, and we'll have seniors getting some some type of money every month or whatever, so we don't have to worry or be concerned about their survival. Okay, fine. And you know what? Maybe that some people have fallen on hard times economically speaking because of different directions the country's gone in. Fine. Let's also drift towards the center more and let's have money for them available. So now we're getting more social programs started now. Oh, by the way, let's have government paid food banks. Okay, right away we're going more towards the center. Now left would be total looked after by the government. It's total communism. Being an extreme right, a left wing person would mean you're totally communist. You want the government to do everything and own everything. You don't even want any paycheck. You'd rather just have the government pay for everything: free housing, free cars, free gas, you want everything that's not free. It's government paid for, but they're going to look at it as free because they have zero responsibility in looking after anything themselves. Now let's get to fascism. Say we're at the center now. See, I'm not right. I'm not left wing. I'm not right wing. I'm dead center. So I want some social programs. I want to be looked after by the government in some ways. I want to be protected by them in some ways. But that's as far as I want to go. All right, now the government says, how about if we have everybody get together now? We're losing money, and our cost of hydro's got so big that I think we can lower the cost by owning the hydro company. So let's buy the. So all of a sudden we get a fascism country starting up. Now we want to have government paid for mail service, government paid for hydro, government paid for gas, government paid. So now these corporations, the water and gas company, the hydro companies that were privately owned by companies that are there to make money, of course, and profit and compete against the next guy that wants to supply hydro. Now the government's taken that over, and now the government owns the hydro station and also the railways and everything else, so that government competition now is driven out any private competition because he can't compete against all the tax dollars that the government's giving away. So therefore, they're out of business, and the government owns that. That's fascism. Government-owned entities like the gas, oil, and schools, hospitals, you name it, the government owns it. That's fascism. The media is completely wrong when they think that when they call people fascists, they're using it. I don't even know where they get the definitions from because how they think what that word means is totally opposite to what it really means. And I think it's because these dumb journalists, if you want to call them journalists today, I don't think they know anything about journalism as far as where you stand politically. I don't think that's ever been taught to them, where people stand, left, right, center, or left to center, right to center. I don't think anybody's explained that to them because they certainly, from the years I've heard CNN and MSNBC and the rest of them beak off, they're totally wrong, opposite to what really is out there, or what really is true. So let's just start with that first. Does that kind of make sense the way I've just laid that out now, or do I need to go in maybe more detail?
Well, I caught it. Eva, is there any thing you want to add there?
Well, I think the mass confusion is that there is a right side, there is a left side, there are Republicans, there are Democrats. There, it's we the people of the world against the parasitic New World Order
Oh, yeah.
organizers,
True.
enslavers.
Yeah.
And that's where the real problem lies.
Well, all right. So a lot of the stuff you see out of the left today on social media is claiming that Donald Trump, by trying to put down the riots, is a fascist. And that doesn't really match up to the definition that Edward just laid out to us. Um, so, like, and that's why we were talking about this before. Well, I think we're just using words to use words and putting them up on TVs or putting them up on Facebook
Yeah.
or TikTok is the other one, right? Where they use that to spread propaganda and claim that this is a fascist regime
Mm.
for bringing in the National Guard. Now, this isn't the military, this is the National Guard. These are not active duty military. And could Donald Trump bring in the military? Yes, technically, yes. But he's got to actually, there's a couple of functions that have to happen with Congress. And you're totally allowed to do this to squash insurrections. What you're seeing in LA right now is not an insurrection. It's just a violent riot.
Hey, why are they rioting in LA right now? I don't think anybody knows. We don't know up here that what's going down there. What's the big problem? The big beef? Why are they? What are they rioting over? Not Ron.
Oh, ice raids, ice raids. And I will tell you, I remember working on the south side of Chicago in the late 1990s,
Uh-huh.
and ICE coming in and putting nets over a factory I was working at, making grinding wheels. And yeah, they'd just catch them all. They'd be gone for a week, and they'd show back up after they got deported to Mexico. They'd just come back all the way back up to Chicago. But ICE raids are nothing new. The protests are supposedly, I'm going to quote air quotes, about ICE raids and deporting citizens. None of them are citizens. You don't get a free pass to cross the border. And those who have become legal immigrants who are now citizens, they are more pissed off than I am that this happened, especially the acceleration of it under the Autopin administration, because
Yeah.
Lord knows he wasn't running anything
Yeah.
except to the bathroom.
Yeah. Running it into the ground. The whole country. I don't think he's been running, but true. Hey, yeah, the same thing's been happening up here, identical. I just put out a post the other day with one of the past MPs we had, members of parliament, and I was just basically saying if we take us back down to 36 to 37 million actual citizens, legal citizens in this country, and start and just we have 5 million we're supposed to be getting rid of right now this year.
Excuse me.
5 million illegals that are on certain passes. They have to go this year, right away, quick. 5 million people, and then the other 4 million people that have gotten in here that we have to kick out, that are legals. So say we got 46 million people here. 36 to 37 of those are only legal. The rest of them, and that's what, when you only have a population of under 40 million, an extra 9 million people makes a big difference. That's almost 10%, well, actually 25%, I should say, of the population exploding. We can't handle. We can handle it 10%, over the last 4 years that we've been they've been telling us they've been letting in, but it's been so much more than that.
I,
And how do
I,
you,
I don't. I gotta stop you there. I don't think you can even handle 10%. 10% of 40 million is
4 million,
400,000 people
10%,
uh,
40,
every year.
yeah,
Every year, like yeah,
well, yeah,
we can argue about the math, but that's a massive amount of immigration with people who don't want to be Canadian. They want to be Somali inside of
I
Canada.
know. This is a
They
big
want to be
problem.
Yemen inside of Canada. They want to be and so it's unsustainable. It's got to stop. And if you call us fascist for saying no to it, you don't know anything about what fascism is. And we
Correct.
just laid out a definition for you.
Yeah, government.
So they'll say, well, you're pro nationalist. Yeah, that doesn't make me fascist.
Yeah, you know what? That's also true too. Having government, and that's what people don't understand about having, government-run universities, government-run public school systems, government-run hospitals or healthcare systems, government-run, 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 and that's the whole meaning of fascism right there. It's government-owned and run, and people don't want to take the time to research what does fascism mean. Well, and that what marketing boards and all the rest of it, the unfair fair trade that we have up here as far as I don't even know what to even call that now.
Single payer health care, Barack Obama, which Canada already suffers under. Government provided health care.
Yeah,
That's fascism.
and it's right, and that's a poor system that we have too. Now, like I say, there's going to be some things that we're going to have. Well, we don't have to, but mail, for example,
Yeah.
that has to be looked after because it's a very private and personal thing. You have to have, a certain amount of security with that. So, might want to have a government, but that's not a government owned or run thing. Just because we don't trust any of the company to be bonded to do it. I guess we could do it that way. It's just been more expedient, I guess, having a government service do that for us with a police and fire station or. I guess force would be the word to use, or organization. So therefore, we just kind of lumped them in with that. But everything else, yeah, it can be privatized. There's no reason why we have to have it government owned unless you have something up your sleeve, and it's going to be diabolical. We already know that, to use against us somehow. And of course, the waste of money and the mismanagement of the whole thing. The more the government owns, the more they can hide money, take money, and you already know that. It's been going on in America for a while with USAID and all these other programs and institutions robbing us blind because you can't control it, and you can't sue them now because their 50 lawyers against your one. It's not going to see the light of day for 20 years at the least, if you can get that far. So, yeah, that's why government owned things, taxpayer funded, is never a good thing to have. And, we've already witnessed the same experiment way back in the day when America was just starting. Remember that we went through on Thanksgiving? You always did that Thanksgiving special with our favorite friend there. And I think, we learn a lot just from that, because Mr. Bradford, did say it did start out with that common store thing. And look how that turned out. The same as what this is turning out. It's not working. It won't work.
You know what, Edward? I think that week, the week of November, Thanksgiving of this year,
Yeah.
to avoid any DMCA violations of copyrighted material, I'm just going to download the transcript and we'll trade off reading. I'll read the first half, you read the second
Oh,
half,
sure. Yeah.
and we'll do the show all by ourselves in honor of our great friend Rush.
Yeah. Yeah, love that guy. And because people don't want it, and schools don't teach that either, what really happened back in those days, and the war with the Muslims that were going on at the same time, with Christopher Columbus coming across thinking, oh, we can't go east. But no, you can't go. You had to go west because of the warring with the Muslims. West was the only direction you could go. They're not taught that. They're taught you only just want to explore and just having a great old day under the sun, just set sail and just sail. No, that's not what happened, people, but you're not taught that. And it irritates the heck out of me, but you already know how I feel about that.
I gotta,
Oh my gosh.
Eva, I want you to jump in here. Don't let these boys bully you. Jump in. Jump in.
You're you you you're you're not bullying me. Again, this. I think that people. I don't even know if it's time for. I think that we've run out of time to wake up. The New World Order is knocking at our door. And yes, I truly believe that Donald Trump is leading the charge right now. I think all this BS with him and Elon feuding was just a ruse. And,
Oh, that could be too. I never thought of that.
and I think that Joe Biden was put in place to bring Donald Trump in for the end of us.
You think that?
So,
Because
like, are you talking about this in terms of like the Book of Revelations? Like, is that where you're going? That you think this is where we're gonna finally see the Antichrist revealed? Everyone will be involved, and then support the Antichrist, and then we'll have 7 years of hell on
I
earth.
do. I think we are in end times for sure, 100%. What happened to Edward?
He'll be back.
Okay.
He's still in. He'd muted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he could still hear us the whole time.
Yeah.
So when
Oh,
you see screen drops like that, things like that, don't worry. And once we get you in on the laptop, you'll also be able to see the videos and hear the audio we play over top of us too. This is all normal, and this is why we're doing a special Sunday edition.
Yes.
okay.
Edward, is it the end of times? Is this the Book of Revelations revealing itself?
Well, I don't think it has anything to do with, although the name Trump and the last Trump, in Revelations, God does seem to have a way of playing with words and a way with words, and very good. I could actually see that happening, but the tiff going on with Trump and Elon. You know my position on that. We're not libertarians. We know what a libertarian is, and you know what? That's what Elon is, and Trump definitely is not. He's
You
more
really,
right wing.
Yes. Go,
You
but
know
Eva,
that
go. I
you
think
know that
he's a
Elon is
libertarian.
a child of the WEF, right?
I did not know that. No, I did not know it was
Yes,
a WF
he
company.
is. He is
No.
a child of the WEF.
Well, I did, come across some things where he came into. I was always wondering, where did this mystery man come from? How did he get started? And there are some things I did read that, and I'm going back to more of the Milton Friedman School of Economics. We talked about this, from Switzerland, which George Soros went to the same place, and Elon Musk, of course, rode on those same coattails. And that's why he has the economic understanding he does. And Trump has another different understanding of economics or economies, where Trump thinks the bricks and mortar way of building economies is there's no shame in hard work. And that's just where he stands on things. So let's make it a bricks and mortar economy where we have definite things we can invest in instead of just stocks where they're going to be up or down or whatever, just throw our money in pretend world. No, he wants to build real things, which has real feel to it, real presence and real value, where everybody else is just floating on. And I'm telling you, these markets in the past while, where people just everybody's stock markets or Bitcoin or whatever, it's just imaginary stuff, hoping and praying it's going to go up or down. That making money that way just got ridiculous. Let's go back to real economies with real bricks and mortar things that you can touch and feel, buy and sell, real value, not pretended stuff that's either bumped up or dragged down because somebody in the WEF says, well, wood's going to be more expensive this month. And that's the way things have been going. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I can see where we have this big clash of the titans here going on.
Has your economy gotten it any better since Trump has been in office the second time around?
You know what?
The
No.
numbers would say no. If you CNBC or any of those channels that do stocks all day, or the account Unusual Whales, I'll give him credit, her credit. I don't know who runs the account. Really good account on X.
Mhm.
Says that Canada's actually sliding towards a recession and job losses. 10,000 jobs potentially lost last month, and more to come. But this, he doesn't say this is because of Trump. He says, or when I was watching this, the Unusual Whales account, the videos he posts says it's really more from Carney's war against Trump and his
Of
trade
course.
war.
But we've been sliding downhill for the last 10 years now. So when you say, is it getting better because of Trump? Well, it slowed, but we're still, and inflation slowed. Inflation is still a real thing, of course. It's just not, going up as fast as it was. So there's
How
that.
about how about gas prices,
That's,
food?
that's
I
gone
mean,
down. Food's gone
food,
down a little bit, but gas prices a lot.
not
But
here, not
no,
here at all. We're
what?
paying we're paying almost five. Well, and this is for very cheap gas, $5 a gallon.
We're we're
Still,
not we're not paying that in the red states.
well, you know what? I mean, if
Yeah.
you went door to door in California, this is truly a red state. If you
Oh no no
believe that there is
I
a red side
yes.
and a left side.
Yes, you're right, and I will acknowledge that it's absolutely a red state. There are 11 states that have very blue policies, even if they were red, including Indiana. Indiana has a progressive gas tax. It is deep red. Like it doesn't matter. Like even if a Democrat wins an election for state representative, nobody gives a crap because they can't do anything. There's like 12 of them out of 33 congressmen for the Indiana state legislature. But Indiana voted for a perpetually increasing Indiana state gasoline tax. It's now at 44 cents a gallon. It goes up 4% every year. So I guess more correctly say bad governance, even with red states, is what drives
When
up the fuel cost.
when I started driving, you know how much I was paying for a gallon of gas?
I don't. I can
I'm
tell
glad
you, I
y'all are
paid
sitting down. 35 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
82 for me.
I don't even remember because we were going back and forth at that time to.
Oh, and I was in the south side of Chicago, which also had commie gas taxes back
Chi-town?
in whatever year I started driving.
Was it,
Good luck, Doxers. I'm not going to tell you what year I started driving.
I think it was $1 a gallon.
All right, so does fat.
That's
All
high.
right, let's play it. We got Eva. Let's play.
Wait, bigger gallons.
So does fascism bring in the Antichrist? And who is the Antichrist?
Well, fascism definitely brings in
No,
socialism.
no. Hold on, Eva. Eva brought
Oh,
up. This is the end
I
of times.
I don't know who the Antichrist is, okay? I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the Antichrist,
right.
Is it
but
Barack Hussein
I
Obama?
I I don't know,
Okay.
okay? It will be revealed to us in time, in God's time.
You would think that Obama would be
But
looked at as Satan himself incarnate, right? He's that
but
bad.
but
Of course, these
you know,
libtards don't think so, but they're
it
demons anyway. So,
just like George Carlin said, it's one big club.
It
And
is.
you and I ain't in it.
yeah. Not my
Yeah.
favorite comedian because it's got a few things wrong that always kind of burn me up about George Carlin. But yeah, I
Well,
guess he's funny.
well, what? For the mere fact that he was an atheist?
Well, not just that, but just a few things that didn't because he didn't have a good understanding or good grasp of some things. It kind of, a guy that was funnier to me back in the '60s, the late '60s, that was basically George Carlin probably even copied off of. The guy's name, uh, gosh, give me a second to remember it now. Lenny Bruce. No, give me
Oh,
that.
he was not afraid.
That's a current guy. Pardon me. Something.
No. Lenny Bruce, you're right, and it's in a song. Lenny Bruce was not afraid. It's the end of the world as we know it.
Oh, all right.
REM.
There's another guy that's a newer one that has a similar name. Then he's a black guy, not a white guy, and he was funny. He really is funny. Dead now, but God, he was funny. I can't remember. He was a similar name, but yeah, he's a guy that would tell actual real life truths of what's going on out there, right in your face. Which it's funny because he had just an uncanny way of expressing what was really going on truthfully. You think, yeah, I never even thought of that was happening, and that makes it funny. And he wasn't afraid to say what was going on. I mean, you can hate his guts, but he's still going to tell you how it is, and that was funny. But yeah, so George Carlin was more, but he didn't have the same facts that he did. That's the only thing that kind of messed it up. But anyways,
Okay,
So
but
let me.
he wasn't wrong about one big club.
No, he
nah,
was. He was definitely not wrong about
I don't know. I
that.
have I have reservations about that.
All
Guys
right, so no. Fascism, socialism, communism, and whatever the fuck America has.
what?
So I gotta. All right, we explained what fascism was. Let me see if I can identify a country for people that are living under fascism. I'm gonna go with China, and then I'm gonna say North Korea is actually socialist communist, and I'm gonna say Vietnam is communist. And if you could look at the differences between, because so the fascist part is that Ronald Reagan, God love him, unbelievable president,
Right.
decided to introduce capitalism to China, hoping that it would end their
Yeah.
communism, but it gave them a capitalistic style fascism where the government still controls everything. They still control all the business and how it happens, but it's a capitalist style business where they get lots of money from people ordering shit on Temu and
Mhm.
Amazon, right? All over the world.
Yeah.
All
Uh,
kinds of electronic chips, clothing, Nike, you name it. It
I got
all
a
got
comment.
offshored under Ronald Reagan.
I got a comment on that, Sean.
Well,
Go ahead.
really, I mean, because Carter didn't do us much good.
No.
I mean,
Gosh, no.
because the steel industry went bye bye, c'est la vie, when Carter was president.
Yeah.
The farmers were being paid to quit producing.
Yep. I know. And he's one of those guys. like so many, we should never have an office because if you don't know what's going on, and even geopolitically, and how we got to where we are, do not run a country. I mean, you mean well, you have good intentions, but you have no idea how deep everything really is deep in trouble. And thinking that, yeah, all I have to do is just do the right thing, and we're all just going to live in this fantasy land and kumbaya. No, this is not heaven on earth. It never will be. We're supposed to try to make it that way, but we know it's not going to turn out that way. And we have big battles to fight. He didn't understand that. It was just a big mistake. And we go through the same thing up here with these, good intentioned people, the do-gooders, but when they get surprised, they think, well, we really can't do what we promised because we didn't know. Well, of course we didn't, you idiots. Why did you promise something you knew we could not change? But here we go back to this socialist, fascist system that we have. We're more, I'd say, a socialist country than a free country because we have marketing wars that control prices. So we don't have a free market like America does, and that's what Donald Trump brought to Trudeau's mind. He said, let's try to make a deal. Well, he couldn't because he didn't know how to change or he didn't know how to do anything. He didn't know how to negotiate. And he's a drama teacher. He's a
Somebody's hold on, time out. Somebody's in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a loop, a feedback audio loop. There's a fishbowl going on. Is it me? Test 1.
No, you're good.
Edward, try again.
What,
Just
me?
say hi. Just say hi. Is it me?
Hi, is it me?
Hi,
Yes.
is it me?
No, it's Edward. Edward, turn your speaker volume down just a hair on your laptop. You're in a fishbowl loop. That's what we call that professionally. Eva wouldn't understand what I'm talking about.
No, because I was trying to. That's why I was wincing when Edward was talking because I wanted to grab onto every
Edward,
one of
can you
his
still
words.
hear us?
All
Even
right.
with the volume down, now talk.
Is that better?
Oh, fixed.
No.
Oh my
Voila.
God! I am the most, and Eva can tell you this because I've produced stuff, like DJing, rock shows, you name it, since I was 15 years old. Like, I am an audiophile, and whatever the fuck that was driving me nuts. And what it's called is a fishbowl loop.
Yeah, but how do you get the volume to stay at that level, though, is what I want to know.
Just don't touch the volume now.
Yep, and it's still there. I can hear a tiny little bit of it, but you're fine. We're good. Hey,
All right.
All right, so, wow, we've traveled. The Antichrist probably is here. Fascism, socialism, so it's communism. Does anyone talk about North Korea and how people wish they could probably defect to the West from North Korea? Because I bet they would love to defect.
Of course. Yeah. And that's one thing about communism nobody understands. You're not getting out.
He's back in it. Edward's back in it.
All right. That's what I said. How do you keep the volume control? How do you keep it at that level? Anyone?
Oh, it depends on the machine. So I have volume buttons on my actual machine that I can just punch. And keep it just loud enough that you can hear us.
Maybe this must do my own volume that I don't know. How's that?
Dude, I'll send you a link. We're gonna get you one of these. It'll fix it. This was $38, by the way. Super cheap.
This was 50.
Is that
see?
better?
Yeah, it's the isolated microphone. That's what you don't have an isolated microphone. But again, hey, we're live. We got 22 watching live on X. We got people watching live on Rumble, on Locals, on Twitch. We're having a good time, but again, we're doing a kind of a equipment test phase, bringing Eva in, doing all the things. And I know, Eva, you say don't play a video, but I gotta play a video.
No, I was just screwing with you, man. You can do whatever you want. I'm just along here for the ride.
And it's Sunday. It's time for it.
Well, hey, listen. Let's go to LA. Watch this. And I will listen, Eva. If you can't hear or see any of this because you're on a phone, I will bring us back in. So we got this was 2 hours ago. We got riots kicking off in LA. It it doesn't look good. And of course, all of the left wing grifters, and trust me, there's tons of right wing grifters too. All the left wing
You're
grifters are saying
fascist. You're
they're
fascist.
saying this is it's look at them, all being peaceful while they're in the face of ICE, FBI,
Yeah.
and Homeland Security and U.S. Marshals. They're in the face, wagging fingers, throwing stuff, throwing glass beer bottles at them. And
Is
you
this
tell that's okay. That's a peaceful. That's not a peaceful protest. Go fuck yourself.
Is that
Summer
another
love.
summer love? Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. Another summer love.
Well, that was what 2020, right? Was Summer Love? But how many did Autopin import to support the Summer of Love Army?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, my God, I don't know. The whole thing is, everybody should realize that these network news stations like MSNBC, CNN, and the likes, every one of them are lying because it was anything but peaceful. There was bombs going off for murders, even that summer of love thing. I think there was 2 or 3 of them, and they're calling that a peaceful summer of love demonstration, protest, whatever. No, it was anything but. And the firebombing going on, and it was peaceful.
Eva, we're obviously not going to dox your location, but I believe you are on the left coast. Do you expect to see any of this near you? Because I'm going to tell you here over on the East Coast, I totally expect to see some of this over the next week or two. Do you expect to see any of it?
Let me put it to you this way. I am not going to venture out to LA well, I don't like going into LA anyhow, but there's a good possibility. We're not too far from the border, and it is all of this should have been nipped in the bud, and it could have been prevented. Like I said, I just think that it was all pre-planned to rush in more of the New World Order.
Well, didn't they see under Donald Trump, term 1, 45 Donald Trump, didn't they, all of the people who want this, didn't they see that he was trying to shut down the border? And even Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House at this time, who is now a board member over at Fake Fox News. I don't watch Fox News. You can go screw yourself, Fox News. You heard that directly from me. Quote me, please. Actually, play this clip. Play this clip of me saying it, Fox News. I think you're right, Eva. I think they saw this, and once they rigged another election and placed a dementia patient Autopin into the office, they forcefully immigrated at least 10 million that we know of, probably double that were gotaways.
Easily. It's just really, I just am at my wit's end, guys. I just think that it's too late for us to fight this. They're on a train that is just going so fast that I'm afraid that there's not enough of we, the people of the world, awake to stop this. And the people that are awake, I mean, some of them are just so doggone scared because they've been punked into believing that government has all the power. The whole thing is that people don't realize there's a handful of them and there's millions of us. And they're
No, you're right.
controlling us.
We are the majority, but we're the silent majority. And Rush used to talk about that.
Well,
Eva.
you know what? Damn it. It's time to open up our mouths and say something. Do something.
There's that again. Do something. Yeah, we've always saying that. Yeah, I mean, everybody's saying the same thing, but only a small minority. And yeah, what's a one
Okay.
do? Are you outnumbered? Because everybody's trying to outrun their taxes, trying to do something aside from looking after the main problem, which is the government, and they don't
My
recognize that yet.
my question is, you know, how is Anquifa so organized? And a lot of people
USAID
won't get
funding
that.
that didn't get doged out of the budget. Oh, sorry, I jumped in there early. That question was probably for Edward.
But it's true. No, it's exactly right what you said. You know, it's a well-funded machine, and it goes to the companies from the Rockefellers to the George Soros. It's that well organized, and they don't have a leader. But so that's the only other thing. Where up here, they pointed to two people that could have probably, actually, there was three that they could have probably started it, and that's the ones they arrested. But nobody else would jump on board. So that's how they're getting away with it. Not one person, the whole council.
Edward, you remember when
Yes.
I used to complain and tell you to use your microphone, even your headphones? That's what I think your problem
Yeah.
is right now.
I can turn my volume even down. I just found
I
the
don't
volume
even
button.
know if it's that, really.
What do you think it is?
You know what? I'm not sure, but
I hear somebody's TV going on in the background.
I don't have
It's not me.
I don't have anything playing. I have
Well,
a fan going, and that's it.
mystery. Yeah, it's not.
Oh, so I just sent. God, I love these things. I love that we do them live. I just sent Edward a link to this specific microphone, $38. $38. I'm not going to tell you where, but dude, at least it eliminates that loop.
China.
And you know what? Here's the thing, though, Eva. Me and him have done other podcasts. He has massively upgraded his equipment already. And we've had successful ones, so I think there might be something else just going on. Like if he did a full just reboot and came back in, he could probably get rid of this loop. But cheap accessories also help.
We used to have this problem when he did Blog Talk, though, and
I always
so
thought it was my phone.
He'd have to plug in his headset. So, unless it's me causing the problems, and for him, I don't know.
I'll have to look at it once I get the actual download of this to see where the actual audio is coming from. Because I can't identify that right now until I put it into video and audio editing software.
Yeah. Well, I know if I muted myself.
If you mute yourself, the goldfish bowl goes away. No, hold on, mute. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still there.
I know, it's not me. Anyways, terrible thing to have to do. And we've done so many of these already that we would have already been aware of all that. I don't know. It's just a bad night. It's Sunday. Who knows?
Well, you guys come. Hey, let's experiment. You guys talk. I'll crash my system out and do a full reboot. So I'm going to be gone for about 35 seconds.
Okay, good. You go. Then I'm going to talk to Eva for a brief moment. Eva,
Yeah.
living in where you do, I'm talking to West Coast. I'm not going to identify or pinpoint you exactly where you are, but are you getting or seeing any action from these protesters, demonstrators, anything like that happening?
Thus far, no.
Oh, good news
But
then.
I really am not that far
I
from
know.
LA. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm sure that there are people on the street corners here that are protesting too, but
I'm wondering. Remember that Rodney King
yes,
thing that went on? I'm
yes.
wondering if it's the same area that these protests are happening. Actually, there's more riots right now going on than
Well,
protests.
it was a lot of LA when that happened.
Was it?
Yeah.
So now is it just one like hot spot, or is it most of southern LA going at it? Like do they tell you anything on the news or what?
I don't watch the news.
Yeah, well, me either, really. I know. I'm all used to that. Because they're not going to get a story right anyways. Even what they
You're not.
obviously going to put in there, not going to be real at some point. So, yeah, I get it.
No.
You have to
Again,
ask.
you know, they're just there to misinform us,
Yeah.
and you
Uh,
know, it's just a bunch of BS.
yeah. So
So
that's why you basically have to stay informed with, I guess, an internet source that you trust, or even a couple people that you trust that they have their, together and whatnot. And I guess discerning of what's going on with real facts, the Cartoon Network that spewing out all that stuff,
I
and
was
report back. Well, look
I
at
was I was
I
tempted to go
don't know which
down
one
there.
of you it was. So I was listening on the Twitter feed, which was separate from this. And it's still happening. I just as an audio file, it drives me nuts. But we'll work it out.
We're gonna work.
Somebody is stuck inside of a goldfish bowl, talking. And it just has that echo. I don't know, sound.
You know, I've only noticed it when Edward's talking.
Well, all I can tell you is it wasn't me because I left the room and it was still happening.
Can I
Whatever.
leave? Can I leave the room? Teacher.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Listen. We got 13 minutes left. I don't know if you want to do a reboot on your computer and come back in
I
and just
can.
try it.
Sure.
It's Sunday. We're doing a test space.
Yeah. Let me do
Right?
it. I'm going. I'm crashing. I'll be back in a minute.
I'll hang out with Eva.
Okay.
No, trust me, we're good. We got plenty to talk
Ooh,
about.
where the boys are.
Jesus. All right. So you guys. See, there's still feedback. I wonder
Okay.
where that's coming from.
Hello, hello. Testing,
All right.
testing.
Yeah. Well, I can hear you, but there was still feedback. I don't know what that is. Irritating. Anyways, you guys did you guys get into the '92 riots in LA?
We briefed on it. Just yeah, that was that.
So, how far did you get into that?
Just that they were happening.
Oh, all right.
Edward.
Yes. Present.
Okay. Talk, Edward. Talk.
Malaki. Yeah, you'd have to see the video, I guess. Timothy. Present. No, nothing. They've never seen those clips.
No, I can hear you. I still got whatever issues on my end. My issue fix something.
Yeah, you know what? I hear that sound myself, but I don't know what's going to cure the stop it. It's a Sunday night,
Well,
and
hey, Sunday night. Listen, it's Sunday night. let's play this thing. Call it. I'm gonna play the song to close us out. We can obviously talk together later, we'll figure out what this is. But at least now we know we can get Eva into the space.
Yes.
And I don't think she's going to hear this closeout song. But we're going to play the closeout song. Hey, good night, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Again, holy crap, 27 live on X. We got live on Rumble. Holy crap, locals, Twitch. We got whatever. Thank you so much for watching us. We're testing equipment. We love you all, and we'll talk more about fascism when we return on Monday.
Thanks, guys. Love you long time.
Love you a long time too, Eva. Good seeing you. Glad you being on.